Hi, my name's Linsdau. I'm a polar explorer and professional traveler. Today I'm going to review the Outdoor Research Alti mitts. Are these the ultimate expedition mittens for cold weather camping and travel? Let's find out. Are the Outdoor Research Alti mitts the ultimate warm weather glove for your crazy cold camping and travel adventures? That's what I'm going to talk about in today's video. But before we do that, if you wouldn't mind commenting on the video, let me know what you think, and also please subscribe to my channel. That helps me out a lot. Thank you for subscribing and commenting. So let's get right into it. These gloves are hardcore. See, a few years ago, I skied to the South Pole solo. I set the world record for the longest solo expedition to the South Pole ever. I mean, no one's probably ever going to even come close to this record because no one would want to ever be out there for 80 plus days skiing solo to the South Pole. And these are the gloves that I used past latitude 88 degrees south. It was cold. It was routinely minus 35 and below all day, every day. And when it was overcast and windy, wind chill, like, I don't know, minus 50, minus 60. It was bleeping freezing. Late January in Antarctica, not the place to be. So these gloves here, I've got the large or extra large, I can't remember which size, but let me show you why I love these gloves and how they fit and everything. So let me just show you how well they fit. So this is how long the arm is, and you put your arm in there, it becomes a gauntlet. And you can use the drawstring and shrink it around your jacket. So I've got my bare arm, of course. I probably should have had my jacket, but these gloves really cover your entire arm. So it's not just like a glove like these guys, my little liner gloves that simply cover your hand and your wrist, and they don't do too badly. These hardcore bad boys cover almost your entire forearm. If you're a little bit shorter, I'm 6 feet tall, or if you're a lady, these gloves will probably go all the way to your elbows. And you might say, oh, that's terrible, but no, that's great, because that extra protection keeps you super warm. Now, you can see the difference in here. I'll put my hands together, and the length of gloves is just huge. Now, these are really good compared to any other mittens because they're way more they're heavier and everything. I've used black diamond mittens. I've used quite a few. And Yellowstone, they're okay, but it's still got a little bit chilly. This sucker, however, I can't remember, maybe a couple times when it was raging 40 and 50 mile an hour winds where I had to suck my finger in to get it out and put it inside. So that's a thing there. Now, one of the things before I go on is I want to mention that if you want the ultimate system, the best way is to get these PL base liner gloves. Outdoor Research are my favorite, as you can tell. And you put that on, and then you put your hand inside using the liner glove, and that gives you a triple layer glove. Now, it's a little bit cozier, but still my hand still can do the lobster claw thing, and I can already feel the heat. I mean, my hand's starting to get pretty toasty in there. So that is a highly recommended option, is use these gloves as liner gloves, and that will warm up the gloves even more. So let me figure out the weight on these gloves for a pair. Just to show you, I've got my scale here. So I'm just going to toss these on the scale and see how much they weigh. One moment. All right, oops. They're a little bit awkward, obviously. Come on. Something like 300 grams. All right, we'll call that good. All right, so now I'm not fiddling with the scale here. So these gloves as a pair are 12 ounces. They're heavy. Or if you're a grams person, about 360 grams. Now you might say, oh my gosh, they're heavy. Well, if you're going to Everest, Denali, Antarctica, the Arctic, heavy is just the way you have to deal with things. That's just the way it works. So one of the nice features I really love let me get into that. There is, these gloves have a little clip, so you can actually keep them together. And you can see this clip here and this clip here, and they just clip together just like that. And now you always have all your gloves together. Now you do have to be careful. These gloves are so big you could rip that clip off, but I've always used these that way. Oh, where's my other glove? I never have that happen. So that is a very nice feature. The next thing is what these gloves come with are called idiot cords. I'm not calling you an idiot, but it's idiotic when you drop a glove and it blows away in 30-mile-an-hour wind, and now you're sitting there with a frostbitten hand, frozen. So these idiot cords are sewn in to the glove, and what you do before you put the glove on is you put your wrist through the cord, and then, whoops, wrong hand. You put your wrist through the cord, and then even if the wind is raging, you pull off your glove for a moment, the glove won't fall off. I had this happen so many times in Antarctica where the wind caught it and it was flailing around till I could get it under control. This idiot cord literally saved my hands in Antarctica. So that is a very nice feature. They also feature hanging and pull-on loops. So if you're struggling a bit, you can get your finger through this loop and pull it in there. The grip or palm of this glove is leather, and it's done very well. These gloves have seen multiple expeditions on the mountains. It also has a little finger loop here, so if you need to get a pinky in there and pull it off for whatever reason that you can't, that is a very nice feature as well. The backs are a water-resistant shell. These aren't really meant to be used in watery conditions. The wrist bungee here isn't too tight because you never want a tight glove. My thumb is pretty loose in the not being compressed, and the tip of my thumb is right here, so this fits me very well. And the tips of my fingers are right there. And this gauntlet comes all the way down, but the nice thing is the liner of this mitten is removable. And it has two Velcro pieces here, and you pull that out. And now you have just an inner mitten with nice fleece lining and a bunch of synthetic insulation. So even if your glove happens to get wet, you won't be in trouble. The glove also has this nice, I don't know if it's really leather, it's very soft. It's probably some sort of synthetic something or other, but that is the liner glove. So you can see the liner glove in here. They have the little OR tag. You've got Velcro here and here. So if the weather isn't too extreme, but this is the only glove you have, you can actually use the liner gloves, because outdoor research actually thought that you could actually strap this down and tighten just the inner mitten in a pinch. So that's really nice. Now, I would say tighten this and then put my glove on here and then tighten that, because if I need to get this off, it's kind of a bit of a process, but you can always yank your hand out. So being able to get your hands in and out of this mitten, I actually prefer to keep things loose. I've never been in like minus 100 degree air temperature, not wind chill, but so that is the thing. That's a consideration. I did chop the tag out of this to reduce the weight. In here is this nice fuzzy ridge. It's pretty grippy. It's not rubber. I'm not quite sure what it is, but it's a good tacky cloth. Inside the glove here is again a nice fleece liner, and this thing is loaded with insulation, so it actually has insulation inside the back of the hand. I can feel it there. Inside the palm, around the sides. And let's see what else. And this has a lot of boogers on it where you're constantly wiping your nose. It's a little bit gross, but these are completely washable. So the Outdoor Research Alti Mint is really super sweet. And just to give you an idea how warm these are, even though it was minus 40 at the South Pole at 9,000 to 12,000 effective feet, when I put my hand inside this glove, and I skied all day, even though it was raging cold and with my pogies on. My hands were actually still not only toasty, only once or twice did I do the secret technique of pulling my thumb out and then putting my hand in completely in here. That's the maximum warmth option. You can do that. These are big enough for that. But so often I would get to camp, I would take my glove off, and I always would pull the liner glove out, and I could actually feel a tiny bit of sweat inside this glove. So I was at the South Pole and near the South Pole, skiing along, freezing, windy, overcast, and my hands actually had a tiny bit of sweat. That blew my mind. That blows away any other mitten I have ever used. Most extreme weather conditions possible, and my fingers actually still had a tiny bit of sweat. So I have to say, I've used these in real world hell conditions, and Outdoor Research Alti mitts, they are the best. I'll put links below to these and also these PL sensor liner gloves. This ultimate triple layer combination, if it doesn't keep you warm in Antarctica, I'm not exactly sure where it'll keep you warm without putting battery and heaters in here. My name is Linsdau. I'm a polar explorer and professional traveler. Thank you very much for watching my video. Please like and comment on the video and subscribe to my channel to support it. Also, please support me on Venmo, PayPal, and Patreon. Thank you very much for watching.